morning, everyone. Um, well, as you said, I'm a food entrepreneur, and I started this company with one goal in mind to make a positive change in the food industry. I'm very pleased to be here today to tell you how and why we decided to use microalgae to make this dance. Well, it all started with people like every stories. These two are my co-founders and best friends forever. The guy in the middle had a surgery 6 years ago. It was pretty bad, and actually he couldn't eat much, he couldn't move much, and the recovery was very long. So his surgeon recommended to try to take some spirulina to hasten the healing process. And actually it worked. And for myself, I was also taking spirulina, but for different reasons. I was working a lot, studying at the same time, and sleeping not much. So like a lot of people, and looking for all kinds of food supplements, vitamins, and the stuff that could help me to stay awake. So I was looking only for legal stuff and natural if possible. So that led me to spirulina, and actually it worked. And speaking all together, the three of us, we realized something that we used to take care of our stuff, like our cars, our phones, our laptops, or whatever, and this is the stuff that we can replace. Actually, it's not easy to replace a car every 2 months if you don't take care of it, so that's pretty obvious. But at the same time, when we think about this, can anyone afford a new body? And actually the answer is no, you just can't. You just have one and forever. So we thought about it, and we also think that it's also too bad that we don't consider that we have just one planet that we share, and one planet that can't renew forever as well. So this is how we did dig a little bit more into it and realize that all these people that need to feed themselves on this planet, there are actually 7.5 billion people today, and in 2050 it's going to be 10 billion. That's a great challenge to be able to feed everyone. It's extremely difficult when you consider that food industry is the most polluting industry in the world, and that with all our activity altogether, human beings are consuming like the equivalent of 3 planets today. So we definitely need to do something. When we consider back on the people, we see that today, in 2017, people are still dying from hunger. We see that the food system is totally broken because there's 11% of people who have malnourishment, who have issues from malnourishment, and that's extremely huge number. And on the other hand, I'm very surprised when I see that there's more than 2 billion people that are either overweight or obese, and that's the #1 killing factor here in the US. So, seeing all that, we know that we definitely need to take action. And this is why we started to think about a company. I'll just say that we are lucky today because a lot of people are working on that. So just a quick overview. People are working on insects, for example. Insects are very interesting because it's very sustainable and very rich of nutrients. So you can grow insects quite easily, and what's more surprising is that actually there's already 2 billion people in the world that consume insects. So that's already pretty big. There's also cellular agriculture. That one is, I think it's kind of weird but very interesting. It's very young because it's been started just about a century ago with insulin, and today people are thinking about making meat, making milk, making wine, whatever, all synthetic to make it better, more sustainable, cleaner, and less expensive. And we have the biggest trend, that is all the plant-based products from legumes. So this one is huge, and I'm not talking only about veggies and things that we have seen forever, but about new innovations. So to quote just one company, does the Impossible Burger, for example, that is totally new, and they make a burger that bleeds, that looks like a burger, like classic burger that is not only for vegans or vegetarians, but it's 100% plant-based. And on this plant-based trend, here, this is an image of algae, so we don't live underwater yet, but we think that there's an untapped resources for seaweed and microalgae. So I'll focus a little bit on microalgae because this is what we do at Algama. Well, it's quite impressive because it has up to 70% of protein. That's the first thing that was very surprising. That's totally unique. And it has a lot of vitamins. It's very rich, and a lot of minerals such as iron, magnesium, calcium. It's something that in the nature you can't find an equivalent. So we decided to dig a little bit more, and we realized that microalgae market is actually pretty small in all the world. Last year, I think it was about $1.5 billion worth of a market. That's very small for an ingredient. So it's still something very confidential and that people don't really know. Usually, 5% of the population here in the US have heard about it. They don't take it, but they heard about it. And the people will take it the most will be athletes or people who practice a lot of sports. People like vegan people, vegetarians, they know a little bit more about it too. And also specific diets. Some people will need specific needs, such as recovery, like my friends. They will take spirulina, for example, or chlorella. And people who are very keen on food supplement, like me, will take a look at it and maybe take some microalgae too. I didn't say it, but it's also very, very sustainable. Actually, it's photosynthetic, so it produces oxygen from the CO2. And it takes 100 times less farmland than beef to produce the same amount of protein. It's also 50 times less water and 50 times less energy. So it's definitely a shame that today we cannot find a lot of microalgae, and we can find it only as food supplement. And this is where Algama comes. So we decided to make product. We decided not to make another food supplement, not to just produce algae, but to show how we can use this microalgae, how we can make products for your daily food. We started with Spring Wave. This is the first antioxidant regenerating water enhanced with spirulina. And we have also the Good Spoon. This one is a vegan mayo that we thought about on the introduction. And it's very specific because this mayo, thanks to the microalgae, keeps all the taste that you want to find in a mayo, and also it's very light. And you can come and try it and give us your opinion. So what we want to do at Algama is to make always products that will be tasty, will be healthier, will be sustainable and affordable, because we think that the future of food cannot be without all these aspects. And today we're working on these products, and we are not the only ones. We don't think that microalgae will be the only solution. We really believe that we need to work as an ecosystem, and we are working with our ecosystem, with all the other companies that will make other products, even vegan mayo products and everything, because that helps us to go further, to go faster with what we do. And we can go faster than ever today, thanks to the technology, thanks to the knowledge that we have accumulated for right now centuries, because actually microalgae has been consumed forever. And actually, I'm saying that it's fast, but at the same time, sometimes I say that it's slow, because we have a startup, so we're working with investors, and food industry is not like tech industry. You cannot expect like Facebook level growth on a food product, and some people are just saying that, and I think that's awful to say. You don't want that. You need to take the time, you need to make the product and to make your technology, but at the same time, it's going faster than ever. What we managed to do with wheat, with corn, with potatoes, with soy, I don't know, it took decades to be able to master it, to be able to put it into a lot of food products as ingredients for your daily food. And today what we see is that we can actually, with the technology, with everything I quoted before, we can do it in a few years. In a few years, we can actually bring microalgae in the front of the scene. We can bring new resources and mainstream it in the daily food. And actually we started today, so this is what we think about the future of food. We're building it. We think that we want to be a part of the whole thing, and microalgae will be a big part of it, because microalgae, like algae, like other resources, are untapped until today. And it has a great potential that we want to reveal at Algama. Well, thank you very much. I'm Alvyn from Algama.